Yeah, stunting out here.
Stunting. Uh-oh, look. There it is, Zosh. Oh, he says for sale. It's for sale, man.
Damn it, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Honda.
Hey fam,
What?
what's up with your hair?
Dude, Hush Performance Awareness.
Huh?
Hush Performance Awareness.
Huh?
You haven't heard of Hush Performance?
Never heard of that.
Hi, I'm Mark from Honda Street Garage, and I'm here to bring awareness to Hush Performance. Robert Diaz and his team over there at Hush Performance have been working tirelessly for a few years to bring you great, amazing products. If you go to hushperformance.bigcartel.com, you can go there and check all of the fine products that they have. They specialize in hydro clutch conversions for EFs and DAs. Are you tired of using terrible kits that just don't work?
Nonsense.
Well, then go to hushperformance.bigcartel.com and go check out all of their amazing clutch kits. You can also find out more information at VTech Academy. And if you order one of their amazing cable to hydro conversion kits, Robert Diaz will personally look at your order. I guarantee it. So if you're in the market for some great products for an EF or DA, or maybe you're interested in one of the reversed clutch slave cylinder setups for the newer models, so go check them out now at hushperformance.bigcartel.com. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to another episode of Honda Street Garage. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I put a post up on Instagram saying I would pick roughly 20 questions. I got 81 comments of questions. So if this one's a long video of me just talking, sorry, click away from it now. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. So let's get started with these questions.
Word.
Let's just get into it. How's my hair? My Robert Diaz hair. First question is, do I plan to boost the K20 in the future? And the second question is, what do you do for a living aside from YouTube? These two questions are kind of intertwinable because would I boost the K20 in the future? I don't have plans to right now, but it really just depends on how things go and how, you know, a budget in the future works out. I am kind of an all motor fan, but if, you know, I had the opportunity to use a turbo kit, I would definitely do it. Honestly, turboing a K-Series is kind of expensive, so it's definitely not in my immediate plans for the future. What do I do for a living other than YouTube? Basically, I do YouTube and I work at the sperm bank. For a while now, I've been doing YouTube full time. Been a struggle here and there, especially the last few months, especially with Logan Paul doing stupid stuff, as well as I sell merch, and that helps out. To anybody that's ever bought any merch, thank you guys so much. It really does help out. It helps keep things going. For a long time I did vinyl graphics on the side here and there, sell some parts, flip some stuff, but for the most part I do YouTube full time, and I do have other things that I do, but I kind of have a private life that I like to keep private to a certain extent, but for the most part I do YouTube full time. Would you be able to make a video how to track down water leaks and fix them on older Civics? Basically there's a tool you can use where you can pressure bleed a system, where you put, I can't remember what the tool is called, but you can put pressure on the top of the radiator and it will obviously leak anywhere that it's leaking, and you can fix it appropriately. Replace a hose or a seal or whatever. Would you let me paint the EF hatch? Heck yeah, sure, but come pick it up. I don't have any budget for that at the moment, hence that's the reason why there's no turbo kit. B20 VTEC Turbo versus LS VTEC Turbo. If you're going with the all stock setup, I would say B20 VTEC all day. If you're going to build the block, go with the LS VTEC. The cylinder walls are a little more stronger for long term and more boost. What are your top 5 mods for a street track car, and what order? Obviously, I would say brakes, tires, wheels. If we're not talking about anything maintenance wise and the car runs perfectly fine, brakes, wheels, and tires. And then maybe intake, header, and exhaust. That would be the first couple of things. Engine swap a B series on a 4-door EK. Okay. D series. I don't know what that means. I was wondering how I can get a garage spot like the one you have, like you work on your builds. I live in a townhouse. Where can I find a spot? I got lucky. I knew a friend that had a spot here, and it actually took me quite some time to get a spot over here because they're quite desirable. They're not everywhere. Basically, that's it. I mean, I got lucky. It took me about a year of being able to get a spot of my own at where I'm at. But it is not common for these type of places. And it is pretty decently secure. There's cameras everywhere too, by the way. Are you going to Import Alliance 2018? Yes, I will definitely be at Import Alliance 2018. You will see me there, as well as IBOC in Orlando. I will be there with Zosh and JB Tuned, so be on the lookout for that. Speaking of JB Tuned, he asked, is it true you're attracted to men? Come on, though. Chris Sadowski, good channel, go check him out. Taco or burrito? Tacos all day long, but I also love burritos. You know me, I like my food. Everybody can tell that. Honda Vlogs, another great channel, go check them out. We deserve to know the truth. Do I miss my EK hatch? Yes, sometimes I do. But, you know, to keep the channel going, you gotta move on and get new projects and things like that. Where do you live and make videos at? I live in a city called Greenville, South Carolina. It's halfway between Atlanta and Charlotte. Would you ever sell the EG Coupe or plan on selling it? It's a possibility, but no time soon. I'm definitely very happy with the EG Coupe and the K Series. I definitely want to get a lot more enjoyment out of it, but I do kind of, you know, move on from projects here and there. I don't expect that anytime soon. And besides, I would definitely want a lot for this car because it is clean and very nice. Are you coming to Honda Day this year? Unfortunately, I cannot because it is so far away. Hey bro, where'd you get your sunglasses? They're badass. Thank you for the compliment, but I usually get sunglasses at Walmart or wherever I can get them as cheap as possible because I constantly lose them and break them. I don't even know where they're at right now. They might be somewhere around here. Anytime soon you're gonna build an EG hatch with a K20. Ever thought about doing a J-swap? Yes, there's a possibility that there might be a J-swap on the channel soon. I don't know. I have a friend that is doing one, but he's trying to get everything in order, and that takes time when building a car, so I'm trying to talk him into doing it on the channel. Hopefully he can. One of my good friends, Chris Rivera, did one on his EG hatch that is quite famous. You guys have probably seen it before. It's also boosted. H-Day uses that car for a lot of their promo pictures, which is a very nice car, and he refuses to let me use it. So, would you ever do a build upload for a fan on a personal vehicle? It's hard to answer. That kind of gets a little dicey. It's possible in the future. I would really like to do that. However, you get into some strange territory whenever you're talking about doing a build for someone else, or, you know, say a giveaway or things like that. The issue with that is mostly liability and how people can be picky, and it's a lot of risk involved. What I would ideally like to do is I would love to do a car build where I build it and then do a giveaway. That seems much more fair. However, it is tricky when you get into giveaways legally with doing giveaways, so that's why I haven't really done anything like that. Coming to Honda Day, no. What's the difference between Maiton Films and Zosh? I think Maiton should do a video of what's the difference of cable and tranny hydro conversions for Hush Performance. That would be a good one, Maiton. Being an EF head myself, what are your thoughts on the new re-released radius arm billet pulley clearance? Let me read that one more time. What are your thoughts on the new re-released radius arms made of billet aluminum for the pulley clearance? I think that's absolutely brilliant. There's a lot of issues with pulley clearances and the radius arms for B-series swaps, especially B20s. How do you start building your project dream car with little to no experience? Research, talk to people that have done it, you know, get with people, ask a lot of questions, don't be afraid to fail, don't be afraid to look stupid. We all start somewhere. Not everybody can, you know, come out the gate, you know, killing it. Everybody wants that payoff, but nobody really wants the risk, and that's why a lot of times it can be, you know, risky to start something because you don't know what you're doing. A lot of times, a lot of people are successful at mechanics because they just start taking it apart and see if they can put it back together. They take that risk. Why do you love Hondas so much? They're just my favorite. I'm honestly not that big of a car guy. I like Hondas just because of their personality and character, and they've always been reliable. I like what the company stands for, and they've always just been fun to me. They're just my thing. I don't know. In your opinion, what's the most solid B20V setup? Head and trans combo. Also, would like to know what kind of camera you have. I would always say a B20B high compression block with a B16 head, B16 trans. Works really well. You can use stock parts and it will make good power all day long and be pretty reliable. GSR head works fine too. It's just a different kind of power band. The kind of camera I use is a Sony a6000. A lot of people also like this Sony a5100. I believe that's what it's called. That's what Zosh uses, I think. What's your personal favorite build and experiences? I have to say the EK hatch with the B16 was one of my personal favorite builds just because it was a nice clean car and I love B16s a lot. I just love B16s. People always ask me, why do you like B16s? They don't make any torque. I just do. It is what it is. Do you have a family life outside of Hondas, editing, music, etc.? Yes, I've mentioned this on the channel before, but yes, I have a family life and sometimes that takes over the YouTube channel and that's why there's kind of gaps in between videos. You know, I have 2 kids. One of them is not really a kid anymore since he's 18 years old. I also have a daughter. I try to keep that part of my life separate just because of safety reasons. The internet can be crazy. Where's your red Honda 4-door? Seth has it. How hard is it to convert a dash harness into EG or EK to work with a K-swap with the K-Series ECU thing? So what you need is a K-Series sub harness. There's quite a few companies that make them. K-Tune makes them, Rywire makes them, as well as a couple other companies make them. I can't remember all of them offhand. How did you get into the Honda game? Okay. I'll see if I can knock this one out. When I was young, I had a friend who was really into Honda Accords, used to point at Honda Accords at the dealership, and I was a big fan of like the 92 Honda Accord 2-door. Those things were the coolest thing ever back in the day. Then I had a friend who had a 92 Accord 4-door, 5-speed, and he actually taught me how to drive a 5-speed, and I absolutely just fell in love with it. Like, it was so much fun. I never cared about cars before that, but when I drove an Accord 5-speed, it was just the most fun thing ever, and I couldn't wait to go back and drive the car again. I eventually bought my first Honda, which was an 85 Prelude. That car was super fun. Then had a 89 LXI Accord. Then in 2001, I got my first Civic, but it was actually a CRX. And the first time I ever drove a CRX, I fell in love with it. Just the quick, small handling of it was just awesome. And of course, to save money, you start doing things yourself, like changing spark plugs and air filters, you know, the little small stuff at first. What is your dream car? Honestly, old school NSX would be my dream car, or a Mugen Civic RR would definitely be my dream car. Do I like barbecue? Yes. Are you gonna put some rims on the EF hatch and lower it? Yes, JB Tune. Do all YouTubers sleep till 12 p.m. or is that just Zosh? No, I have to get up early to take my daughter to school. Hey Mark, what do you think about the Mini-Me swaps? For example, D16Y7 block with a Y8 head, as well as H2B swaps. The Mini-Me's are fun. They're kind of tedious sometimes with a little bit of parts that you need. And generally at the end of the day, it's best to actually have them tuned because you're raising the compression up a good bit. So they can tend to get they're actually good power for what they are, but the bang for the buck sometimes isn't there. So it's kind of like one of those things, but you do need certain, parts like a cam gear and setting the timing. There's all those little details that you have to kind of work out. As far as the H2B, I don't think it's a big secret that I'm not a super huge fan of H2B. It's kind of a new school thing. Everybody looks at the price point of an H series and sees how cheap it is, and it makes the same power as a K series, but in the long run it can be just as expensive as a K series swap. H series engines are great engines, do not get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that they're bad or anything like that, but I think what people are so attracted to is the idea that H2B is cheaper than a K series swap, when I don't really think it's that much cheaper. I have a whole video on that whole argument. Honda Vlogs, where can we buy your original music? Actually, you can find my music at soundcloud.com. There'll be a link in the description. JB Tune, what's the difference between VTEC and iVTEC? Which one is better? How do you feel about Honda moving away from traditional VTEC? This is a good one. iVTEC, you can definitely feel the difference. It's regular VTEC or old school VTEC is a little more raw on off, whereas iVTEC, you can kind of feel it kick in at different times, especially with the VTC. The fact that Honda's gotten away from the traditional VTEC, I think is just a sign of Honda trying to keep up with the current automotive market. The horsepower game has been on fire for a while about pushing the numbers higher and higher, and I think that's, where the automotive community is, and of course the way of power is turbo for sure. And obviously the lack of VTEC or the different VTEC design on the newer K20Cs is just a different design to take advantage of the turbo. And of course Honda has to mass produce these engines, and make that 300 horsepower reliable all day, every day. But I think Honda's goal was always to make a well-balanced car, and that's what took them so long to get to the turbo. If YouTube didn't exist, where would music have taken you? I don't know. Honestly, I got out of the music... Just waiting for you to stop dragging that thing. Honestly, I kind of got out of the music industry for a couple of reasons. Obviously, the big one is that it's damn near impossible to make any kind of money if you're not a superstar artist. It's very difficult of a landscape to navigate. Also, I found that being a part of the music community kind of means you have to adopt certain ideas about politics. it just became something that I still enjoy. I still enjoy playing music, making music, recording music, and things like that. But as far as going out and trying to make a name for myself music-wise, it's just such a crazy time in music right now because of just what has happened with downloading and, you know, where record companies have gone. I could go on all day with that. However, I have been considering starting a second channel where I do guitar playing. So if you guys want me to do that, leave a comment below that you would like to see that. How much boost would a stock GSR handle? Usually Honda motors are good from 7 to 10 PSI. After 10 starts getting a little dicey. What made you get into the EF chassis? It's just the most classic early 90s car, period, to me. There's nothing quite like the way a EF feels, CRXs and EF hatches. Just the way that you sit in the car, the way the dash is, the windshield sits, there's lots of visibility. What is your dream daily driver? I think my dream daily driver would be a red 8th generation 4-door Civic Si. I really love those cars, especially in red. There's just something about them. I think that's why my ultimate dream car would be a Mugen RR. Do you studies take experience? One last question. Why did you and Charlie pick EJ1s as your project cars? Talk about the model was released in '93, Fast and Furious influence, anything about the coupe really. The coupe was not my first choice, and as far as I know, the coupe was not Charlie's first choice either. But in Charlie's case, his car belonged to a close friend of his that passed away. He got a hold of the car and basically built it that way. The reason why I have the coupe is because I am a hatch guy, but I also prefer power windows and a sunroof. And trying to find an EG hatch is very expensive, and they don't usually come with power windows anyway, so that's a conversion. It just so happened that this one was for sale. This is actually my first coupe, honestly, and I have to say I really enjoy it. I actually really like it. The hatch is kind of preferred. Just the way that the hatch feels and handles is a little different or better. I don't know, it's kind of preference, but I will say that I really enjoy the coupe. It's really surprised me in a lot of ways, especially with handling and driving around the mountains and stuff, so. Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious was kind of a big deal back in the day. You know, remember the Buster? Everybody kind of, I guess, identify with Paul Walker, you know, but I was in the scene, street racing, you know, getting in trouble, like a lot of trouble, way before the movie came out. It was a good time, it was crazy. You know, a lot of people didn't think that movie would be big, and it just turned into a monster, really. And I mean, look where it's at today. I mean, it's nothing, you know, like what it started out as, but, you know, it's obviously been a very successful franchise. And I've commented before on another video about Fast and Furious when Fast 8 came out, about how, to me, Fast and Furious represents a golden era because it was the last great summer blockbuster movie before 9/11. I know a lot of you out there, you know, might have been born, you know, after 9/11. The world used to be a very different place, a lot more fun. It was just a different time. It was a totally different time. Wonderful to grow up and experience that import scene growing and blowing up. So anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this long-winded blah 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 video. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Click like if you like this video. If this video gets enough likes and enough positive comments in the comment section, I'll actually start doing this once a week. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Remember to check out hushperformance.bigcartel.com. Check out VTech Academy. Check out Chris Sadowski. He's doing a K-swap on a DA soon. Also check out jbtune.com. Thanks to everybody out there. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Keep on living your dreams.